Hello, everyone. My name is Ali. I was born in Argentina and I still live there, but this happened in Spain where I was studying at the time. Let me explain. My high school in Argentina offered the students the option of traveling abroad for 1 year as exchange students. This means I would study abroad and live with another family. And in my place, the son of that family would stay with my parents. You can't imagine how nervous I felt. I hadn't even traveled outside my own city, and now I would be crossing an entire ocean. I couldn't sleep that night, imagining how everything would be like. I also checked and rechecked my luggage several times to make sure I didn't forget anything. When I arrived at the airport, I saw a man and a woman approaching me. It was my host family, who welcomed me with open arms and gave me a big hug. They then invited me to eat hamburgers in a nearby restaurant. We finished our lunch and spent 1 more hour at the restaurant talking about our customs, plans, and their jobs. He was an important businessman and she was the CEO of a multinational company. We also talked about their son. It seemed that he would arrive at my house 1 month after I arrived in Spain, so I thought I was going to meet him. However, they told me that he was traveling and had already taken all of his luggage with him to then head to Argentina. To me, that sounded normal since they were a wealthy family, but I had to let them know that my lifestyle at home would most likely fall short to their son's expectations. And then, with a big smile, they told me that that's precisely what they were looking for him to learn what life is like with a humble family. After that, they took me to their house. I was surprised at the size of that place, both on the outside and the inside. They even had a special room for guests with its own bathroom, which is where I would stay for the rest of the year. They even gave me a key only I could have since they valued privacy very much. In fact, they warned me that if I lost that key, I would have to get in through the window. Night fell when I was done unpacking, and the next day they took me out to explore the city. It was an incredible trip. I had a great time with them, and the streets were lovely. I left my phone charging in their living room, but when we came back, it wasn't there. I've never been too attached to technology, but I still needed to call my parents and tell them I was okay. My host family calmed me down. They told me they would call my parents themselves and that in a few days they would buy me a new phone. I respectfully declined at first, but they insisted so much that I had to accept. I liked them more and more every day. It was incredible living with a rich family. I had everything I wanted without effort. It was like money made people kinder or something. From that point on, I wished my parents were like that. The next morning, they had to go to work, and so I was home alone. Bored after spending a few hours on the computer, I decided to explore the rest of the house. I was going to be there for an entire year, so I thought I should get more familiar with the place. I explored the basement and the first floor. They had vases and paintings, which must have been very expensive. There was just one room left to see, their son's room. I was interested in knowing what kind of person would be living with my family for a year. I remembered how much they valued privacy, and they would be arriving pretty soon too, so I decided I would take just a quick peek, but his door was locked. I still tried to open it anyways, and when I stepped on the rug, I noticed there was something under it. Can you guess what it was? Exactly, the key to the room. It really surprised me how they didn't think of a better place to hide it. I opened the door and went into the room of their supposed son, and now you'll understand why I'm using the word supposed. As soon as I opened the door, a revolting smell made me gag. I turned on the lights, and what I saw froze me in shock. As if they were shards, hanging from the walls were the skeletons and decomposing bodies of children who were about my same age back then. There were also sacks in that room, and I don't know what they contained, but they were stained with blood on the outside. My phone was there too, on a table. I grabbed it to call the police, and when I did, I noticed it had no charge. I rushed to the guest room looking for the charger, and I connected it. And when I turned on the phone, I heard the couple come into the house. They started going upstairs, and I was covered in a cold sweat. I thought about playing dumb and call the police once they were gone, but I realized that wouldn't work. Since I carelessly left the key in the door of that room with the corpses, they would know I saw everything. I locked the guest room's door and locked myself in the bathroom as well. I called the police as my hands trembled, making me drop my phone a few times. I told them the address and implored them to hurry since my life was in danger. Effectively, a few moments later, the couple started to scream and hit the door, demanding that I opened up. Then I heard how they broke open the door, and when they saw I wasn't around, they concluded I was in the bathroom. They tried to break open the bathroom door as well as I pushed the door from the other side to try to buy time. Shortly after, I heard sirens in the streets and the couple ran away. And then I heard a gunshot. I didn't know what happened, if I was safe or not, until the agents came for me. The man escaped. Meanwhile, the woman hid somewhere in the house with a knife and was shot by an agent when she tried to ambush him. I slept in a hotel that night with guards at my door. They then allowed me to call my family. The police had already told them what happened. They were crying and thanked God that nothing bad happened to me. I took a flight back home the very next morning. Maybe you can imagine what was really going on. That rich couple never had any son. They were experts in falsifying identities and important documents, and their hobby was kidnapping innocent students and young people for their perverse purposes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.